Good evening, good afternoon, depends where you are. What I want to say that I'm going to come back other topic today. It's going to be about Mama Africa. It's going to be about Mama Africa. For those who never saw me before, or who never saw me before, or never hear about my videos before, or saw my videos, I'm talking about my African journey that I started about 20 years ago. And I'm talking about the black people in general, no matter which part of the world they are. And most time, you get them in America, you get them most of the times also in Europe, specific in the UK. What I'm going to talk about today is, um, you see, we have our elders all over. It depend. It depends on the countries where they are. One part of the world they respect the elders, they take care of the elders. Others do not really care much about them. They see them as a burden, and others take very good care of them. It all depends which part of the world we are. And as I said, mostly I'm focusing on the black race. Mostly I'm focusing on the black race. You see, for the black people in general, of it now, if in England, or if in America, or if in the Caribbean, or in the motherland of Africa, we always take care of our elders. Most of the time, they do not have social setup. So most of the time, the kids take care of them financially. Most of the time, they're living in by the kids. And that does also help. So they have a very lively life. So they're not sitting in a corner somewhere behind the windows watching outside. Nobody pass and visit. Nothing like that. So, as I said, most of the time they're very active. One thing I know, nobody can take better care of your elders than you yourself. Yeah? If I watch at America, the Afro Americans, most of the times the grandmothers was always around. So the grandmother live inside of the house with the parents, or sometimes the parents even living by the grandmother, and the grandmother always take care of the kids. And when this whole drug issue start polluting America, a lot of grandmothers start all over again to start taking care of their grandchildren. That is start happening. So no problem. It's their grandkids. So a lot of kids was brought up by their grandmother. One way, these elders start ending up in old people homes. What is the reason behind that? I do not really know. But they start ending up in old people homes. And then these kids them no longer really goes by their grandparents. They will be scattered like partly everywhere. So that was partly also the breaking down of the kids them in America, the family structure, in the sense that maybe father is on drugs, mother on drugs, grandmother taking care of them, and now the system is taking them over 100%. And we do not even want to go down that path. We do not even want to enter that path. But it just to show that the grandmother still had impact in the family. They was teaching them the one or two. Now they have a big gap. There's not really been taught. That is a whole topic of America of its own. That is a population on its own. So I watch it now to the motherland. The motherland of Africa also have that the grandmother live around. Sometimes, as I understand, some of the parents live in the big cities. They might have one or two taking care of the grandmother in the village, or sometime for to start up, they will leave the kids and by the grandmother in the village. All of that is very fine. You see, I always get worried when somebody think they could take better care for you than me myself. Who could take better care of me than me myself? So it's always a kind of tricky, like, it's for your own best will. I do not really know that really for my own best will. You see what's happened to Mama Africa. We have some very, very, very strong African women there. Some of them still have all their teeth in their mouth, though. Some of them have all the teeth in their mouth. They do not know toothpaste. They do not know toothbrush. They know the back of the tree. They will brush their teeth with that and clean their gum with that. Very strong teeth, very strong gum. You see, when you come about the elders, some place it is very, very good organized. When they reach a certain age, they will get regular their money for their upkeep. And other places not so good arranged. They're supposed to get it, they will get it today, they will not get it tomorrow, they get it after tomorrow, then they do not get it after tomorrow again. So it's not something really what they could monthly depend on. So that's the reason most of the time the kids them is the one who's help make sure that their parents' income is stabilized, that they have a regular income. No problem. But you see, even those that is best organized, you have to have money to keep it up. You have to have money to keep up the pension. And it's partly a problem if you do not reproduce. So who's going to pay for the pension for the elders if they're not really reproducing? So that's a kind of tricky. Okay. That could cause a problem. That will cause a problem. Calculation what they made that the age a male and a female have to reach, that bypass long time. That bypass long time. And that was partly also attached to, okay, when you're entitled to pension or not. Africa don't really have that. They have the date you're supposed to get pension, but you cannot really count on it every month. And let's separate two pension here, because I've noticed most of the time people get confused with the pension. You have the working pension, the one you work for, you pay for, by the time you retire, you get that pension. And then you have the old people pension. I'm talking about the old people pension. Okay. So then it have a problem. People is getting older and older. Less and less kids is being produced. Who will take care of those? Every place take care of handle it their own way. Every place handle it their own way. As I said, I'm coming to Africa. You know what I find so funny? All over the world now they are breaking their head about the elders in Africa. They are breaking their head about the elders, the older people in Africa. Since when? Since when do anybody break their head about the older people in Africa? They do not break the head of the Fed. They do not break the head if they have money even to buy paracetamol if it's needed. Nobody break their head about that. Not everybody all over the world, partly all over the world is breaking their head with the elders in Africa. You understand? They're breaking their head. Then you have to start asking yourself, but why are they breaking their head about the elders in Africa? What is so important about the elders in Africa? Yeah. I remember many years ago in the classroom, I used to pay good attention in the classroom, especially I know it is topics that I find very interesting. The teacher asked, they have one liver for transplant, one liver. They have two different persons. One is 80 years old and the other one is in the 30s. She asked, who will you give the liver to? Ha! The class splits. One say, I give it to the younger one. The other one say, I give it to the older one. Then she adjusts, she adds things to the story. She said the one in the 30s is an alcoholic. They mess up all of their liver. And they also smoke a lot of cigarettes. So, okay, who are you going to give it now to? Some people change from ideas, and some people keep their ground, others did not keep their ground. But when push come to shove, she find the correct answer was the one in the 30s. Why? She said the one in the 80s do not have much years to live. Do not have much years to live. Why give her that liver? The other one in the 30s, you can always leave her adjust her habits. And she will go much further with it. She will live a little longer. She will enjoy it a little longer. So you have to see what is in the logic of that story. What is the logic of that story? We have some very, very strong African women there. Still with the teeth in their mouth. The hair is full. The mind is clear. But that even the food they eat, even their younger ones is having diabetes, is having high blood pressure, low blood pressure. You just mention all of them around. You will find them there in the younger generation. Half of them is even losing their teeth for all the sugar. They want to live modern life. And the modern life is making them kaput. Yeah? So, that one, the grandmother is even more stronger than the own grandchildren and their own children now. Who are they bothering? So all of a sudden, everybody is telling grandma, hey, you have to take this, oh, you have to take that. Healthy woman. Illiterate, but healthy woman. Illiterate. Depending on the kids who had small school. Small education. That one also, some of them is small education, but my mother said, common sense beat education. Lot education, little common sense. Anyway. So why is Mama Africa, my grandparents, why are you the problem of the issue of somebody else? Why are they breaking their head about you? They never break the head of you was fed. They never break the head of you had on clothes. They never break the head of you had enough food. They didn't break the head of you have if you need paracetamol that is there. They never break. One thing I always know. People is who just breeding and they are not able to produce anything more to the society. They are a problem. Because the society is sitting on taking care of you. And you are not contributing nothing. We could say it nice, nice, fine, fine. We could turn it around how we want. That is reality. Elder people do not produce nothing. And for some places and some country, they are a burden. Mama Africa, you're not burden for the pension there because they barely pay you. What is the burden? Why everybody is out willing to help you? Mama Africa, you know what you have, Mama Africa. Mama Africa, you know what you have. Papa from my mother's land. Papa from my mother's land. My grandfather, my great-grandfather. Do you know what you have? My dear, you have the wisdom. You have the wisdom. If you are not around, can you pass on wisdom? We are already dying out. A lot of people love our continent. They love our continent more than we ourselves. You have to realize one thing. It's not because they love the continent mean to say they love the Africans now. Do not mean to say because they love the continent mean to say they love the Africans. Think about it. Mr. PhD and master degree. Think about it. Because all who's helping to destroy our own. Look how you don't end up running, going back there. When people start hunting you down. When people choke you, fine. When the mansion of the houses, whatever you have, you start seeing it going one by one. You run back to the continent of my forefathers. Mama Africa, open your eyes. As you will say, shine your eyes. That is what all I have to say for today. That is all I have to say for today. What is the problem with our own elders? We have really no pension to pay now. So are they bothering us? But they have knowledge to share.